Most designers think branding starts with designing a logo, but in reality, the logo is only a small part of the entire process. So in this video, I'm going to build a complete coffee brand identity from scratch, from understanding the business problem and creating a strategy to designing the logo, choosing the color combination, developing the packaging, and finally presenting the complete brand identity. More importantly, I'll explain why every design decision was made, because great branding isn't just about making things look good, it's about solving real business problem. Let's get started. So the brand I'm designing today is called Prime Brew Coffee. It's a modern specialty coffee brand created for young professionals, creatives, freelancers, and anyone who enjoys quality coffee as part of their daily routine. The goal isn't just to design a beautiful logo. The challenge is to create a memorable brand that stands out in a crowded coffee market where many competitors look and feel the same. Instead of relying on overused coffee beans, cups, or vintage aesthetics, while these designs look premium, they also start to feel very similar. That creates an opportunity. Instead of following the same visual language, I wanted to this brand feel bold, memorable, and instantly recognizable while still maintaining a premium personality. I also created a mood board to define the visual direction. Rather than copying existing brands, I focused on elements that communicated energy. Now that I have researched the market, the next step is defining the actual problem. Every successful brand identity starts by solving a business challenge, not by designing a logo. The biggest problem I identified was that many specialty coffee brands look incredibly similar. They often rely on brown packaging, coffee bean icons, vintage typography, and muted colors. While these elements communicate quality, it's difficult for customers to select one brand from another. So instead of creating another traditional coffee brand, I wanted Prime Brew Coffee to feel bold, approachable, and memorable. The goal was to create a visual identity that immediately stands out while still feeling premium and trustworthy. To achieve that, I decided to avoid cliche coffee symbols and build a modern identity around simple forms, strong typography, and a vibrant color system. Every design decision from this point forward supports that strategy. With the problem clearly defined and the direction established, it was finally time to start exploring logo concepts. With the strategy in place, it was finally time to start sketching. At this stage, I wasn't searching for the perfect logo, I was exploring as many ideas as possible. I started with simple but forms, experimented with different proportions, and then looked for ways to combine them with the letter B. Every sketch taught me something. Some ideas looked too generic, some were too complex, and others didn't scale well. By eliminating weaker concepts and refining the stronger ones, I gradually arrived at a symbol that feels simple, memorable, and directly connected to the brand. Once I was confident with the final sketch, I moved into Adobe Illustrator to recreate it as a clean vector logo. This stage wasn't about changing the idea, it was about improving precision. I refined the curves, balanced the proportions, adjusted the stroke weights, and simplified unnecessary details to make sure the logo remains clear and recognizable at any size. A successful logo should be flexible enough to work on packaging, signage, social media, and even small applications like stickers or coffee cups. That's why scalability and simplicity were key priorities throughout this process. With the symbol complete, the next step was finding a typeface that complements its personality. Typography is often underestimated, but it plays a huge role in how people perceive a brand. A serif typeface can communicate heritage, craftsmanship, and sophistication, while a sans serif typeface feels modern, clean, and approachable. I experimented with several serif and sans serif combinations to see how each one changed the personality of the brand. Although some serif options looked elegant, they also made the identity feel more traditional than I intended. Because Prime Brew Coffee is positioned as a modern specialty coffee brand, I chose a clean sans serif typeface. It creates a strong contrast with the icon while reinforcing the brand's contemporary and accessible personality. Color is one of the first things people notice about a brand. During my research, I realized that many coffee brands rely heavily on browns and earthy tones, while skincare brands often use soft pinks and neutrals, and technology companies tend to use blues and violets. These colors communicate certain emotions, but they also make brands within the same industry look very similar. Instead of following those conventions, I developed a color combination that reflects Prime Brew Coffee's personality, bold and approachable. Every color was selected to create contrast, improve recognition, and help the brand stand out while remaining flexible across packaging and digital platforms. It was time to bring the brand to life through packaging. Rather than designing a single coffee bag, I created a flexible packaging system that could grow with the brand. The layout remains consistent across every product, while color variations help customers quickly identify different coffee blends. With every element complete, the brand finally came together as one unified identity. From the logo and typography to the color palette and packaging, each design decision was guided by the same strategy and purpose. This project wasn't just about creating something visually appealing, it was about solving a branding problem and building a system that customers can instantly recognize and trust. I hope this project gave you better understanding of how a brand identity is developed from strategy and sketching to the final presentation. If you learned something from this process and want to see more branding projects like this, consider subscribing this channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.